So you're thinking about getting some support for your mental health, but where do you even start? It can feel like a really confusing journey, but today we're going to bring some clarity to a question that, honestly, a lot of us have. Let's dive right in.
And here it is, the big question, right? Psychologist or psychiatrist? The name sounds so similar, and it's genuinely confusing trying to figure out who does what and, who's the right person for you to see. Well, we're going to get all that sorted out right now.
Okay, so to get started, let's meet the two main professionals in this field. I want you to think of them as two different kinds of guides, each one with their own unique set of skills to help you find your way. First up, we've got the psychologist. A psychologist is an expert in, well, the science of the mind. Their main tools are words, things like counseling and all different kinds of talk therapy. They really help you dig into your thought patterns to work through things. Now, the absolutely crucial thing to remember here is that they are not medical doctors. Their whole approach is therapeutic, which means they don't prescribe medication.
And now, let's meet the psychiatrist. A psychiatrist is a medical doctor. They've gone through all of medical school and then specialized in psychiatry. So they look at mental health from a medical point of view, really understanding the role of brain chemistry. And because of that, their main focus is often treatment with medicine, which they are fully licensed to prescribe.
So here it is, a side-by-side comparison. You can really see the split, can't you? One side is all about therapy and words, the other is about medicine. One focuses on your thought patterns, the other on your brain chemistry. It's a therapeutic expert versus a medical specialist. Totally different toolkits for different approaches to getting well. All right, now that we know who the players are, let's talk about the problem itself. And it's so important we reframe how we think about this, because the words we use, they really, really matter. Jumping straight to words like disorder or disease often isn't very helpful or even accurate. This right here is such a powerful idea. I mean, think about it. Every single moment of sadness, every time you feel tense, every cycle of overthinking, that doesn't automatically mean you have a clinical disorder. These are just common human experiences, right? They're part of the normal ups and downs of life. So instead of a scary word like disorder, let's try a gentler term. A psychological entanglement. I love that. Because if you have a mind, it's just completely normal for it to get a little tangled up sometimes. Just changing that one word helps take away so much of the stigma and makes it feel like, yeah, this is something we all go through.
Okay, but a quick word of warning. We've all done it, haven't we? Googling our symptoms. You read about anxiety or depression and you think, whoa, that sounds exactly like me. But here's the thing. A real diagnosis is way more than just ticking off a list of symptoms. A professional is going to look at the duration. How long have you felt this way? The intensity. Just how bad is it? And probably most important of all, the impact. How much is this actually messing with your day-to-day life?
So to help you get a handle on that impact, here's a simple little framework. Now, this is not for diagnosing yourself, okay? It's just a way to kind of gauge the severity of a psychological entanglement and get a better sense of when it might be time to reach out for some help. It usually starts out pretty small, Just an occasional thought like, I think I have this problem and I should probably fix it. That's the easiest stage to deal with it. But then it can grow into a constant thought that's just always there, you can't shake it. And from there, it can start to really disrupt your life, your sleep, your job, your health. This is a huge sign to get help. And if it keeps going, the impact becomes severe, where you might start pulling away from people and even basic daily tasks feel impossible.
But here is the really good news. No matter what stage you're in, there are always options. So let's look at the path to getting better, not as just one single choice, but as a ladder with a bunch of different rungs you can climb on your way to wellness.
And I want you to notice how this ladder is built. Seeing a psychiatrist and getting medicine, that's actually the final rung, not the first. The foundation starts with really simple stuff, like just talking to a friend or family member you trust. From there, you can build in coping strategies, changing up your lifestyle or routine. You can even try mind exercises on your own. If that's not cutting it, the next step is seeing a psychologist for therapy. It's only after exploring all these other things that you typically move towards something like seeing a psychiatrist for medication in the most severe cases.
So the real message here, the big takeaway, is incredibly clear. The key to navigating these entanglements isn't to wait until things are a total crisis. It's all about taking that first step early on.
And let's be crystal clear about this. Having a psychological problem is just part of being human. It's not a character flaw, it is not a sign of weakness, it's not something you should ever feel ashamed of. It just means you're alive and you have a mind. So, what's the #1 goal in all of this? It's simple.
Try to identify the entanglement in its earliest stage. The sooner you catch it, the more options you have, and the easier the path to feeling better is going to be. The bottom line is, just don't wait until you're at stage 4 to take step 1.
And that leaves us with one final thought I want you to take with you. Forget about these huge, overwhelming solutions for a second. Just ask yourself this. Based on everything we just talked about, what is one small, totally manageable step you can take for your own mental wellness today?